Welcome to Let's Talk Dementia. I'm glad you've chosen to join me today, and we're going to talk about dementia and dementia caregiving and some of the crazy junk that's going on in my world. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, it's been crazy lately. So I thought I would just share with you an update on the Momma. Well, let me know what's on your mind. You can email me, and my email address is carol@letstalkdementia.org. I've sat right here and I have broken the little thingy doodle on my glasses. I bet I've not had it a week and I already broke it. I'm so talented. I have recently discovered that I can wear readers when I'm at the computer, and they cost $1 at the dollar store, and I can have a bunch of them. That's a good thing, isn't it? But anyway, email me, tell me what's on your mind, carol@letstalkdementia.org, and I'll write you back. And if it's all right with you, I'll use your question on an upcoming episode. Well, as you guys know, my mama Vera has advanced Alzheimer's. She's been living in an assisted living community for 8.5 years, since December of last year, and today is August 6th. Yeah, since December of last year, she has been in memory care. Well, recently, Mama has ceased to feed herself without direct assistance, as in putting the fork to her mouth and helping her to open up and actually putting the food in her mouth. Well, you can't do that in assisted living or memory care in the state of South Carolina. It's against the law, and if your loved one needs that, then they need to go to skilled nursing. So a week ago, been about a week and a half now, Mama moved to a wonderful skilled nursing community in my part of the world, and I'm very pleased with it. They're taking great care of her, and I could not ask for more from them. But let me tell you about Mama. That little woman just flat keeps me guessing every single day of the week. And that's why I know you guys need this video series and then the podcast series that's also on iTunes by the same name, and our book by the same name, Let's Talk Dementia, because we all need to understand as best we can what's going on. And even with all the studying that I do, my mom still keeps me guessing. So when Mama was in her memory care community for 3 years, I could not get that little woman up to walk. She would keep her white hairy butt, as I call it, in the bed all the time. Every time I would go, she would be in the bed covered up with 356,226 quilts and want me to get under the covers with her, for which I'm pretty sure I would have died right then with all the heat. And her air conditioning would be barely on, and she would be totally content laying there under the covers. Now, she may or may not have gotten up for breakfast. She may or may not have gotten up for lunch. She couldn't care less. She just stayed in the bed. Now, if she got out of the bed, she sat in her recliner. That was Mama. You just couldn't get her up to do much of anything. I told everyone if they were handing out $100 bills in the dining room, my mama wouldn't have gotten out of bed for one. So when we went to tour the skilled nursing community where my mama moved to, they asked about her and, tell us about your mom. Well, Mama has advanced Alzheimer's, and they quickly said, is your mama wander risk? Because we are not a locked building. And I'm like, oh, heavens no, we cannot get Mom out of the bed. She loves her bed. But we decided to go ahead and put a wander guard, which is a bracelet that actually goes around her ankle, that if she were to try to go out the door, the alarm would go off and they would know, run, see who was going out that door. Now, my fear was not that Mama would just walk out the door, I was not fearful that she would think, let's go out that door and see where I can go. I was more concerned that she would, instead of turning right, turn left, see a door, and go out of it by accident. And so they said, well, that's fine. We'll just put the wander guard, and if the alarm goes off, we'll go get her. Perfect. Well, you want to guess what Mama did on she went on Thursday. I think it started on Friday. And what she's continuing to do. My Mama has decided to walk everywhere. She just walks and walks and walks and walks and walks, and she doesn't take her walker. Now, that might sound good until you know what walking looks like for my mama. She is wobbly wobbly. Do you guys remember Weebles wobble but they don't fall down? Hold on just a minute. I've got one. Let's see. Yeah, here it is. This is my daughter's Weeble from when she was little, and she would clutch it in her teeny little hand, and she had to have it, and she couldn't sleep without it. But they wobble, but they don't fall down, right? Well, that's not my mama, girlfriend. She'll fall down in a minute. And what mama does is she gets up on her tippy toes and she wobbles there. And so far, she's remembered to bring her foot back down. But you know, the day's coming where she's not going to do that, where she's just going to fall right forward. And so because of that, my mom really needs to stay in her wheelchair. Not going to do it. Just not going to do it. They will put her in the wheelchair. She will sit there and the staff can turn their back for 0.68 seconds. My mom has gotten up and started walking on her weebly wobbly self. That's not good. So let's see, today is Monday. Mama fell Saturday. Mama fell Sunday. Fortunately for us, she did not get hurt either time that we're aware of. But see, the problem we've got is because it's not a totally locked community, the main entrance into that skilled nursing is wide open to the rest of the community. It's beautiful. I love it. But my mama can walk right out. So now what do we do? And my answer to that right now is I don't know. We're really hoping that Mama's desire to wander is brought on by one of two things, or maybe a combination thereof. And those two things are, one, Mama's in a new community, and being uprooted from where she was into a different place has caused some changes in her brain, which I totally believe. We know that happens. And hopefully she'll adjust to that, and she'll plateau and calm down and sit. Walk when she needs to walk, but sit the rest of the time. But then the other thing is this. We started a new medicine the second day Mama moved there. And that's what the whole idea of this video for you today is about. Don't make two changes at once. Now we know this. It really is not rocket science. I don't know why I didn't think about this before we did it. But you know, if you go to the doctor and he writes you more than one new prescription, so you start 2 or more new prescriptions, and you have a side effect, you don't know which prescription caused it, right? So ideally, it's best to only start one new prescription at a time, see how your body adapts to it, and then add in the second one or the third one. That's the ideal world. But as you know, well, I don't live in the ideal world, and I'm guessing you don't either. So the day before my mama moved, she saw the doctor who services that skilled nursing community, and he recommended that she come off of Aricept. Now, Mama had been on Aricept since 2006. That's a long time. Never had any of the side effects that accompany Aricept, which are generally gastrointestinal issues, loss of appetite. Mama didn't do that. Mama's always had a very low appetite. And so she's done well on it. Well, he recommended she come off of Aricept and go on the Exelon patch. Let me tell you a little bit about that Exelon patch, how it is administered. It is put on the back. Well, in this community anyway, it's a 3-week rotation on how it is placed. And I think it's a very smart way to do it. If your loved one's on Exelon and you're not applying it this way, you might want to think about it. So they started high up on the back between the shoulders, Sunday's patch, and then they take it off and go to the next spot and do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because you put it in a different spot every day. Then they would drop down 3 or 4 inches and do another 7 days of patches all the way across. Then they would drop down again more along below the bra line, let's say, and do Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And after that 3rd week, they would go back up to between the shoulders and repeat that sequence. That way, the patch was never in the same place for 21 days. Now that, my friends, is smart. Well, Mama started that medication on Friday after she moved in on Thursday, and on Saturday, Mama started wandering, and oh my goodness, I've just got to believe there's some sort of connection. There's something going on in my mama's brain that's a side effect. Maybe it's from the move, maybe it's from the medication, I don't know, but I can tell you this. Mama will be coming off of Exelon and going back on Aricept. I don't know what your insurance does with Exelon, but I can tell you my mom has an excellent plan for her prescriptions. She's really, her health care we've paid diddly on ever since she was qualified for Medicare. But we got the phone call from the insurance company, no, from the pharmacy, the first time they filled the Exelon patch, and they said, we just want you to know that your share of this drug is $187. Excuse me? I said, well, please fill it in generic. And she said, honey, that is generic. And I wanted to make sure you wanted it before we filled it. Well, I was all hopeful that this was going to do wonderful things in my mama's world and in my world too, so I agreed to it. And then got a letter from the insurance company saying that it was very likely they would not approve it for the second month. So with all that in mind and not knowing exactly how it has truly affected mama mentally and emotionally, have decided to take her off of it because, another $187 a month on top of what we're paying for skilled nursing just is not a good plan. So I kind of wish we had not, no, that's not true. I really wish we had not have added that drug in until mama had been in the community, maybe even a month, to see, if she's going to settle in and do okay. The last few days, she's been a little bit better, but yeah, she just can't seem to get in her mind that she needs to not wander around, that she needs to be a little more content to sit still. Mom has post-polio syndrome, and her legs, her hip, her knee, all hurt a lot, and that's one of the reasons Mama has stayed in the bed. And I guess it's the reason now she's getting up too, because she seems to think if she stands up, her legs will feel better. Not working, just not working at all. So she's having a tough time, and we're having a tough time just not quite knowing what to expect from Mama. But she is being very well taken care of. And the peace in my heart that I get from knowing Mama's taken care of, all her needs are met. They're keeping their eyeballs on her. She's in a beautiful community and some of the nicest staff that I guess I've ever seen. Whew, it makes me feel better, and I'm glad for that. So don't do 2 new things at a time. That's my tip for today. If you can at all avoid it in your life, and especially in the life of your loved one with dementia, then it will help you be more readily equipped to deal with side effects or changes that might result from that one change. Well, let me know if you've enjoyed this video. You can click the thumbs up button down there, yay! And you can subscribe. Would love for you to subscribe. We're trying very hard to build the following for this channel, and the more people that follow it, then the more people that are told about it, and the more free dementia education we can offer. And I appreciate you sharing this info and telling other folks about us. Well, I always like to tell you something funny, and today this came up on Facebook today. A fellow author, Charlene McLaren, shared this, and this actually happened to her, and I wrote her and I said, please let me use your story. So I'm just going to read it to you directly as she sent it to me. She says, so today we visited my mother-in-law at the Senior Living Center. Upon leaving, our grandsons, 10 and 6, decided to go down their own elevator. We reached the main floor ahead of them, so while Cecil, that's her husband, went out to get the car, I decided to hide and scare the daylights out of my boys when they left the elevator. I hid behind a post by the mailbox, and when the elevator opened and I heard their approaching steps, I jumped out from my hiding place, pounced in front of them, and shouted, "Boo!" Now, imagine my surprise when I realized I had just scared the you-know-what out of 2 unsuspecting little old ladies. They jolted to a stop, their eyes wide with fright. Oh, my living stars, she says, I gotta grow up. P.S. My grandsons thought the whole thing was quite hilarious. I thought it was funny, too. I can just see that happen to me, a good plan gone wrong. Oh, Charlene, thanks for sharing that with us. And I hope it made you giggle. I hope your caregiving journey today is a good one. I hope you're not confused like I've been lately. Have a great day. Blessings and smiles on your caregiving journey. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. When you subscribe, you'll be able to stay up to date on our latest videos, and all of the videos are free. Check out my book, Let's Talk Dementia. It is available on Amazon. The link is in the description below. Blessings and smiles.